Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of, I think this is either Chinese or Japanese. Ugh, I don't even know. We'll just say Blue Satan, right? At Blue Satan. That's their, I believe, Twitter or X handle. As you can see, if we zoom out a bit, I do see a lot of red. So that may be their favorite color, but I do like their style here because it's sort of for the past few episodes, I've been tackling sort of artists who are into sketching a lot. Their character sketches anyway, or character art is pretty much composed of sketches, right? But this one, even though they are sketches, they do mix in a lot of painting with it. So sometimes you'll see sketches like this where you do see that line work, but at the same time, you'll see parts where it's painted. So yeah, we'll begin with this one, I guess. Yeah, when they do paint it, it does have that oil look. And that often comes when the moment you start blending your paint, it starts to look a little more oily, right? Because when it comes to oil painting, they do like to blend their paint and it just works with the medium. Unlike, say, gouache or watercolor, I think it's harder to like mix on the canvas. You have to mix it away from the like paper or canvas. But yeah, I like this. Now, I'm not sure where she's from, but it could be an original character or a fan art thing. But yeah, very hot. So definitely a lot of focus on the red here. This one in the middle reminds me of the work of TERU. TERU likes to use, I think, red as well, and he likes to, I think he's into like demon chicks as well, so maybe it's giving me the same vibe. But look at the way it's painted. You do see a bit of that initial sort of drawing with the black ink, and then they painted over it eventually. Look at the shadows here. Not to be rude or not to pry, but damn. And they do have a lot of silver here. It's always the blue eyes, the glowing blue eyes and silver here. It's giving Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Again, I'm not even sure if this is like a fan art of a specific character or their own OC. Now for this one, for these two, it's way more painted. I mean, you do see a little bit of that line work in the hair, but they eventually paint over it for the most part, right? Same thing here. We do see a bit more skin, more rendering of the abdomen here, right? Reminds me of the painting style of I think this is a round brush here. What's his name again? Cho Jang or Wan Young Yun. Although, well, yeah, it's pretty much the same, almost the same, or very similar rather, right? But the proportions are quite different for the figures. They don't like to use a lot of texture brushes. I mean, it's there, but it's not like so heavy. So in the background, you do have a gradient, a slight gradient, but everything else is just... Oh, I think they sketched it first with a sort of red line. You can see it even in the legs maybe. Or maybe it was done in black and then they painted over that line work eventually. But look at the dress here. The folds. You can really show this off by values. You don't have to draw every single thing via line work. So I guess it helps if you have that painting mindset where you see things via value, not necessarily via line, because for stuff like this, I think it's even harder to draw it by line. I mean, other people do it, but I don't know, it just seems so hard for me, right? I believe this is the sketch that got me into their work. I found this on Pinterest, and then that led me to their X or Twitter page. As you can see, it's done on their iPad. I'm not sure what program, but Maybe some of you know this program. I don't know. Procreate, maybe? Anyway. Very energetic. Again with the red. They love the black and red sort of combination there. You know what? And I do like this. Do you see this brush spacing? It used to bother me, but over time it just adds a bit of that, I don't know, confidence, you know? Like, yeah, I did this digitally, and what are you gonna do about it? It has that rebellious sort of nature to it. Yes, it adds a bit of texture, that natural texture that comes from the spaced out brush shape, right? Just increase your brush spacing and this will show. But also it that rougher look, that you know. Anyway, we have like a Maid version of, again, it's a guy with gray hair and blue eyes. This is giving Gojo again, even more so, but a buffer Gojo. Oh yeah. Cool sketch here. It's a bit gray though. This one's not even that finished, but you can tell by the pose. Like, it's a striking pose. It's a powerful pose. Like, this is who I am. I'm here to dominate, right? In my maid outfit. So, very boss bitch. Am I right? I do like these two better, obviously, because there's a bit of rendering with the face and the pose, obviously, but. So for this pose, he's kind of lifting a little bit of his apron. In one of my videos, RGVs, I forgot the name of this thing. It's called an apron. Thankfully, one of you commented it. Oh God. Anyway, this guy is not holding anything except for his dual guns, right? Damn. Oh shit. Even his chest is showing a little bit. Oh no. Naughty boy. Okay, here we have some fan art. Again, it's the same chick. Gray hair, silver hair with blue eyes. But I do know this anime, Black Lagoon. I highly recommend this anime. It's a kind of an old retro anime. But it's one of the best ever just because it is, right? So I believe this character is supposed to be the original character in Black Lagoon. This one is supposed to be Rexy or Roxy. I can't tell. I think it's Rexy. And then this chick right here with a nun outfit is supposed to be, well, she's disguised as a nun, but she's actually a CIA agent, right? So pretty cool. I'm not sure if they actually wrote this because it actually looks like I don't know. It gives the way it's written. It makes it look like it's actually from the anime. But anyway, look at the sketch, right? Even though if you look at the line work, is it super clean? No, but it's there. You know, like the lines are where they're supposed to be. Oh, you know, Rexy likes to wear these sort of like really skimpy sort of jean shorts. In this case, it's actually unbuttoned, very just like you're making me feel things when you do this. And obviously for the nun, I mean, why show these legs? I mean, that's so wrong and right at the same time. Now, I do think if you look at the way it's colored, well, before that, they're using a round brush, so no texture brushes here. Stop the cope. A round brush is usually enough. Now, if you want to develop your style, obviously you'll have to play with a couple of different brushes, but you can, again, make some solid artwork with just a simple round brush. However, beyond that, if you look at the color of both of these people, I think they're using some kind of gradient map in the end because there is some slight variety, like these subtle shift in hues. You will often see this when people apply some kind of gradient map to affect the lighter values, the mid values, and darker values. And it does make your artwork look consistent if you have a bunch of different sketches. It's sort of like a filter in a way that you can adjust. So I like the look, and Very cool, right? If you zoom out, it makes sense. If you zoom in, yeah, it gets kind of, but who cares, you know? It looks cool. Yeah, very dominant women here. Okay. Okay, this one's a little bit of not safe, so we'll just move along here. Here we have a comic look in a way. Very dark inks. Flat, some gradients in the background, but it has that, it has that comic book vibe. So treat or trick. It's supposed to be trick or treat actually, but you know, whatever. Oh, by the way, it's Halloween. Well, it's actually November 1st as of this recording. But yeah, happy Halloween, guys. So we have a vampire dude here, Dracula maybe, who's being partnered, I guess, with this rather buff bunny boy. Jesus. Oh yeah, very kinky. And look at the smile on this guy's face, you dirty boy. And he's buffed, well, kind of buff, right? Damn. And what is that waist doing? Why is it so thin? Damn slut over here. Let's go here first. I do like this. It's kind of hard to see the lines, but you will see it a little more in the head. What I do like is you can definitely see the painterly look here. The way some parts are blended with this more textured brush. It looks more painterly at this point. I do like this look. Because that rougher sort of vibe, that painterly rougher vibe is it just speaks to me a little more, you know? That sort of impressionistic alla prima look that you'll see in a lot of oil paintings, maybe even some watercolor paintings, right? Because for watercolor, it's not so much the actual brushwork. Sometimes it's the paper, like how the paint reacts to the paper, and depending on how textured the paper is, it just adds that, you know, the teeth. You know, it adds that that biting effect to your eyes. You know, it's like clinging into your irises. How descriptive. So here we have another fashion-inspired piece. Very demure. She has like a musket thingy, a gun. And look at how the feathered part of the fur part of the coat was illustrated. They're using some kind of water cloud brush maybe, right? You don't even have to use line to always signify stuff. You can just use like shapes, or in this case, like a feathered sort of brush, right? It looks like a cover for a magazine. Let's go down here. So I think they're a family, because all of them have like white/gray hair and all of them have blue eyes. So maybe the two guys here are twins. She's sort of maybe the youngest sort of kid. A little bit too close, but you know, maybe they are rather close. Maybe they're a tight-knit family. How about that? Anyway, oh damn, like oh, right? Look at the painting. They're still showing off a bit of that initial black line work or sketch, and then they're painting. Oh, look at the edge here. There's a bit of that value difference. Very interesting. Very demure. Damn, it's the way she's just posed is so like, oh. So here we have it's mostly paint. Oh, I do see a bit of that RGB shift effect, you know, with the cyans or greens and reds. But this one's more heavily painted, right? So you can start off with something like this, and then if you want to, you can always work your way up to something a bit more rendered like this one. Or painted, right? Simple sketch here, but again, it's the same chick. Gray hair, silver hair with blue eyes. Oh, I believe this one has a lot of likes on Twitter. It's one of their most popular pieces. I can see why. It's like the The composition is great. Even though it's not fully like painted or anything, it has the energy. If you have something like this, but it has the energy or the vibe is there, it's gonna carry. It's gonna work. You know, it's gonna move people. I do see a bit of that noise texture being used. Maybe it's done after, or maybe they have like a noise texture brush. Who knows? But it works. We have a ballerina over here. I love the mix of that black line along with the more painterly or painted parts. Look at the frills here of this ballerina skirt thing. Painted, very cool. You don't have to draw it. And then for the legs, you do still see a bit of that black initial line work. Maybe it was done before or after. It doesn't matter because it looks so like it fits this dancer. Very elegant. Oh, I love the legs too. You know, a lot of ballerinas have like amazing calves. I mean, yeah, they're not like so thick. Their legs are not super thick, but they're quite toned and muscular. So it's very, you can get a bit envious with these people. Leg wise, anyway, because there's like, especially the calves, very like constricted and just like titanium looking calves, you know. The armpits are out. But yeah. This one's pretty cool. This one doesn't even have that much line work in it. None at all, but you can tell by the silhouette, you know, the movement. There's a lot of energy happening here. Maybe this guy is dancing with the pole, or maybe he has a spear, but the point is, you don't have lines here, and you don't always need to have lines. Look at this chick. Same thing, silver hair, and the red sort of shirt. Is it a shirt or a one piece in a way? Damn. So maybe a demon chick with wings. So we have a few more here. So this one's more of a dude, but again with the red sort of coat, right? These ones are, you don't see red, but you do see some blues, kind of like this one. So, oh, you forgot this cowboy chick, silver hair. It does look green here, but it's silver. It looks green because of the lighting outside of this character. But look at how chaotic everything is with the body and even the face. But it still works somehow because, I don't know, something's being captured here. Maybe it's the lighting. You can even see it on the right side of the hat and the lower part of the face. You know, you can just get if the mood or the emotion shows through first, you can sort of forgive the incompleteness or the messiness of the work, right? So if the story, if the vibe is able to come through first, you don't have to always finish it, because you just sort of get it, you know, like you don't need to go that far. So if you're interested with this kind of work, I do recommend you follow this Blue Seiden person artist, especially if you like to dabble between like drawing and maybe if your line work is kind of messy and not always like you don't have legit line work. Your line work is just like an initial sketch, and then you're also into painting and you want to see how that works together. I think Blue Seiden over here is a good artist to check out. So that's it for this art review. What's my favorite piece here would have to be maybe these a little bit, but definitely the Black Lagoon fan art. I don't know, it's just maybe I'm kind of biased because of the anime, but yeah. This one leaves me wanting more because obviously she's covered, right? But this one is like she's so close, especially with the unbuttoned like shorts here, and even the belt seems unbuckled. Like it's so close yet you're so far, you know? And even this part is not even rendered. So like, oh, now you're like imagining things. Like, oh, like you're just suffering, just wondering like, oh, if only. If only. So anyway, that's it for this art review of Blue Seiden, and I highly recommend their work. I will link their links in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.